The YouTube channel Pop Culture Detective has made a video essay itemizing the misogyny of Big Bang Theory. We haven't watched Big Bang Theory, so we can't comment on that, but here's an interesting tidbit. Pop Culture Detective criticizes Big Bang Theory for smuggling sexism into the show under the radar, that is, without really spelling out their sexism. But then the writers mention the Google engineer James Damore's memo on gender differences as if it's part of the problem with sexism in geek culture.
And it's harmful in all the ways the Big Bang Theory tells us it's not. It's damaging to women. It's damaging to their sense of safety, to their well-being, and to their careers.
Former Google engineer who wrote a 10-page memo criticizing the company's diversity program, saying women lag behind in the tech world because of their biology.
The unnamed Google engineering employee wrote, "Biological causes may explain why we don't see equal representation. Men have a higher drive for status, and women on average have more neuroticism."
If we added a laugh track to that clip, it would be indistinguishable from the casual sexism that we can see on practically any episode of The Big Bang Theory.
Did you spot the problem here? Pop Culture Detective never explains what the problem with the memo is. In fact, scientists have reviewed the memo and their conclusion was, quote, "Based on the meta-analysis we reviewed and the research on the greater male variability hypothesis, Damore is correct that there are population-level differences in distributions of traits that are likely to be relevant for understanding gender gaps at Google and other tech firms." End quote. Damore's memo mentions some research findings concerning gender differences that are likely true, but it also goes on to say, "I value diversity and inclusion, am not denying that sexism exists, and don't endorse using stereotypes." When addressing the gap in representation in the population, we need to look at population-level differences in distributions. If we can't have an honest discussion about this, then we can never truly solve the problem. Damore's memo cites scientific research, and Pop Culture Detective presents it as if it's sexist or misogynistic, but citing facts is not sexist. To prove that Damore is sexist, they need a better argument, and Pop Culture Detective never provides that argument. In fact, they provide no argument at all. They accuse the writers of Big Bang Theory for smuggling their agenda under the radar, but then do exactly the same thing. You could even argue that Pop Culture Detective is worse than the writers of Big Bang Theory, because Big Bang Theory is fiction and comedy, which makes it harder to spell out one's arguments in full. But Pop Culture Detective's format is a non-fiction video essay, and they could easily have pointed out why they think Damore is sexist. We would have liked to hear what Pop Culture Detective had to say about them making use of the same disingenuous delivery that they fault others for, so we asked them, but we didn't get a reply.